In section 10, topic 5, we're looking at multiplying binomials and also factoring trinomials. So again, we've done both of these things throughout the school year, so it is a little review. We are just doing them together in this lesson. So the first two problems we're going to look at is going to be multiplying binomials, which during the school year I called double distribute because we're distributing twice. And then in the second two, we're going to factor the trinomials. So in order to double distribute, you're going to take this x and you're going to distribute it to the other set of parentheses twice. And again, when you do this, you multiply. So the first two terms, x times x, will be x squared because we have two x's. Then we do x times -4, and x times -4 is just -4x. So that's the first step of distributing. The second step is when we double distribute with the -3. The -3 hasn't multiplied to anything yet, so we're going to do that now. -3 times x and -3 times -4. So -3 times x is -3x. And -3 times -4 is positive 3 times 4 is 12. So we're almost done. Every time you do this, you should get 4 values, and then you need to combine like terms. So for us, our like terms are in the middle. So we have x squared, and we need to combine -4 and -3, we're just adding them together, to get -7x, and we're bringing down plus 12. So when we double distribute, you should get a trinomial. In the second example, we're doing the same thing. We're taking the x and we're distributing it to the other set of parentheses twice. So x times x is x squared, again because we have two x's there, and we have x times 2, which is positive 2x. Now we're going to double distribute because again this -9 hasn't been distributed or multiplied to anything. So -9, we're going to multiply it to x, and we're going to take -9 and multiply it to 2. So first, -9 times x is -9x, and -9 times 2 is -18. The last step again is to combine like terms. So in the middle we have our x's, so those can combine. We have a positive 2x and a -9x. So I'm going to drop down x squared, and 2 and -9, or 2 minus 9, is -7x, and we're bringing down -18. So now we're going to look at factoring trinomials, and if you look above at the last problem we did, our answer was a trinomial, and when we factor, we're going to get two binomials. So again, it's like working backwards. So we're going to take our answers from the previous problems, and we're going to factor it in order to get just two binomials. So the steps to do this are to list the factors of C. So remembering we have A is the first term, B is the second term, and C is the last term. So we're going to list the factors of C and then identify which of the factors are going to add or subtract to be B, to be that middle number. So in our problem, so we're looking at our trinomial, and we already know that when we factor it, we're going to get two binomials. So I'm looking at -10, and the factors of -10 are 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. Because it's a negative, we're looking at subtraction. So which pair subtracts to give you -3? If you subtract 2 minus 5, that equals -3. So those are the two pairs that we're going to use. So the x is going to split. X times x, again, would give you x squared. and our factor pairs are positive 2 and negative 5. So plus 2 and negative 5. So we took our trinomial, we factored it into two binomials. So we undid the problems that we were just doing above. And in our last problem, again, we have our trinomial. So we're going to be factoring it into two binomials. And we're going to follow the steps. We're going to list the factors of C. So C in our problem is 18. So I'm listing the factors of 18. 1 times 18, 2 times 9, and 3 times 6. And because it's a positive, I'm looking at what adds to be 11. So I'm looking at my pairs, and when I add 2 plus 9, I get 11, and that's B. So the x is split. Remember, x times x would give you x squared. And I'm looking at my factor pairs. They're both positives. So plus 2 and plus 9.